On this episode, we're installing drive shafts. So these came off when the car motor came out of the car. I cleaned them, lubed them, painted them. They're ready to go back in. So I'm gonna loosen these. Why is that one not working? Are you kidding me? What's it saying? Oh, I need a deep socket. Now there's not any pressure on this, so you don't have to worry about anything popping. I guess your alternate is you could take it loose from the top. But then you'd also have to turn it loose. So there is some pressure on that, but let's just get rid of it because it's adjustable here. This is my adjuster for camber. And it's all stainless. It's pretty nice. And then this thing, I gotta loosen up because I went ahead and tried to adjust some. Okay. Now, that should give me enough space to get that thing on there. Let's try it. Okay. So now, take it like this, go like this, push this out, go like that, and we're lined up, sort of, so now we can do it. So let's find a hole, and we'll put a holder in there just for now. They have these holders, and so you're going to use these to line them up and drop them in. Everything's going to get a dab of Loctite. Now then, you're going to have to work it over. Really? Let go. Let go. Let go. So if we turn this, we can push against these and change the camber of this wheel. I haven't messed with it yet, so it doesn't really matter. That's for after we get everything buttoned up. And then we do an alignment. So I'm just snugging this up, because we're going to have to move it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and do the other side and then set the parking brake and put some torque on these things, torque them to spec, and then it'll be done. So it's not that hard. It's just a little bit of time cleaning and re-greasing. This stuff right here, you go like this. And then it's cleaned off. I mean, well, I don't want that in my way. I don't want this in the way when I do the other side. So I'm going to do the other side, and then we'll do sway bar hookup. So y'all take a break. I'll be right back. So the drive shafts are both hooked up, tightened up. Continuing with the, let's work on the bottom of the car first. I'm going to hook up this sway bar. So the sway bar is a kit. There's a totally separate video about installing that. And the way the kit comes, this piece is a reinforcement piece that goes on top of the suspension to help reinforce it. And you can just drill and bolt this piece on, but I went ahead and welded it instead. And then I also boxed in the rear of this suspension arm. Then there's a hole in the bottom where I can get my socket. I cannot get my socket for tightening it up. So the way this works is that this bar goes across both parts of the suspension, and then as the suspension rolls, this bar helps to stabilize it and minimize the roll. Then when it hits bumps, the whole thing goes up and down like this. But when it's transferred sideways, it helps minimize it this way. So these are the bushings for the whole system, and so it pinches on top and it pinches on the bottom, And that's where you get a little bit of play going this way. If you over tighten this too much, you're just going to go ahead and break these. These are just polyurethane bushings, so you want to make them snug, but try not to, don't tighten them down so much that they're going to crack. And then what we're going to do is start on the top, and we're just going to thread this stuff on like this. Well, after we drop it. I'm going to have to get down. So one poly on the top, one poly on the bottom, and then a washer. And so that controls this. And then another washer and a poly on top. And this goes through here. And then another bushing. And then another washer. And then start the nut. And then I'm going to go ahead and do the other side because you need a little bit of movement in here sometimes. So if I put you down low, you can see there's a gap here. Suspension is fully depressed, but it's also not adjusted. There's a lot of travel left to take up. But so this is what would happen like if you're jumping a car. You're going to overextend this, and what's going to happen is it's going to destroy these bushings in here, most likely. So don't jump the car. I could also space this up a little bit more. But we're not doing that right now. We'll adjust the sway bar tension on the bushings. We're going to snug it up so that it's tight, but not overly tight. We don't want to tighten it up so much that we change the shape of these bushings, but we also have to make adjustments for suspension, camber. We have to adjust ride height. Once we get all that done, then we'll snug this up and get everything dialed in. Thanks for watching. Y'all have a good day.